of his reveal was the, oh, how are you going to work around these drills? But so many times I feel like they don't come into play nearly enough, and especially with how they affect side B, and all the magnet stuff they do. There's just like stuff left on the table. It's like, should they be so easily destroyed, or should you really have to set them up with extra care?
Mm-hmm. But I said, it's gonna be interesting to see, because Galvan, like, I've talked a lot with Classic Dynas about this character, because he loves the character, and he's been trying to focus on him first and foremost, but it's been, like, a struggle to, and I know that one thing that he's complained about is that he feels like, well, compared to other Rivals characters, he has one of the worst matchup spreads, but I would think that a scrappy character like Olympia would actually play into Galvan's strengths reasonably well. That said, you know, I would think that that was a brutal edge guard there from Osky, and that's exactly what you want to be doing against Galvan, finding those dead zones in his recovery and punishing them hard. My goodness! Give me 2 stocks in, 35 seconds, roughly. That's brutal.
The double bonk. It's tough. It's such a big body, and this is the same thing I ran into with Osky as Edalus. It's just, with such a big body, if you don't get the openings, if you don't find your advantage state, they're just going to walk all over you and really, really especially punish you off stage. These grabs are lethal as well. It's like, for me at least, it felt like I can't seem to ever win a grab exchange with him, but no, going a bit too deep there on the recovery. So a little bit of life. Lord's going to get 1 stock back here. He's getting up into a strong UC more. Here's that Galvan advantage state we were talking about. How can you maintain it?
Exactly. And so far, 50% on the board roughly. That is not bad. But might have been hoping for a little bit more after how rough of a start he had.
Yeah, especially after that second stock was disappeared so fast after the first. But hey, you broke their ankles off stage, and now you're back at 1 stock apiece. 102 and a dream here from Lord.
Yeah.
Still trying to see if they can make it back. But oh, deep off stage. Wow, still making it back.
Yeah, it's still feeling grim. However, it is no longer possible. It was a very well timed F strong from Osky, but I gotta say, valiant effort from Lord.
Out of my way. I'm late for class.
Yeah. What seemed like it was going to be a quick 3-0, or at least a quick 3 stock, really turned around for Lord. Is now going on to the low poly Fire Palace, one of my favorite stages that they added for game number 2. Now, I do like this. I like this for Lord. More space to move around, more space to set up your drills, more space that you make that you can force Olympia to cover.
Yeah. I think I agree with this as well. At the very least, and I'm also someone who's of the mind that, like, I don't know if everyone would agree with this, but I like going for my more wild counter pick first in a best of 5, and saving the safer one till later in the set. And it feels like that's kind of something that we're seeing from Lord right now with this pick. It's a strange one. I don't think it's guaranteed to work in his favor, but I see the vision.
Yeah, I think it's a case of just wanting more space to play around. When you have an opponent like an MMA fighter like Olympia, you don't want to fight him you don't want to fight him in a telephone booth, but this is definitely more like a field to work with. Both stocks shouldn't disappear.
Like, yeah, it's you know, supposed to be the big stage where you go to play slow, but Osky really doesn't care. Osky's going to find a way to put you off stage, and then is going to do everything in their power to make you regret ever going off stage. Been swinging kind of too hard for their own good this set off stage. And again, Galvan's a character where you kind of do want to do that. His recovery is very lackluster. Potentially the worst in the game. Probably the worst in the game. Yeah, I like that Osky's been taking advantage of it. I just think a little bit more caution might be good, because, like, last game was fairly close, entirely because of SDs.
Yeah, and now, though, you see from Lord, his undying will. He's like, if there's a chance for me to make it back, I will make it back.
Yeah, worth noting that Lord also just plays heavies, right? Like, for a while was playing Aetherless, you know, until Galvan came out. I think in Rivals 1 played, like... I can't remember exactly who played in Rivals 1, but I think it was either, like, Silver or Aetherless. So he's kind of used to being in these matchups where he's going to be getting tossed around a little bit until he's allowed to play the game.
Yeah, it's been helpful with me actually in my losers match against Osky, giving me some advice like, yeah, look out for this, or try this with Aetherless, as I found out that behind the scenes, apparently level 300 with the character.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's big bodies, no big bodies, and right now looking to work off stage here. Great job though from Osky until ran out of resources.
Exactly. Game looking pretty darn even. A small percent deficit, but when you have this big of a weight gap, it doesn't really feel too bad. Oh, beautiful parry.
Great parry.
Nice little trick there for Galvans. If they try to spam that special, they can just shield and parry it. And Osky again finds the offstage. My bad, I forgot to report game 1 as well. So we are 2-0 right now, and Osky's just, you know, had these moments where it feels like they've gone a little too wild for their own good. But for the most part, it's been Osky running the show.
Yeah, as we go to Hyperborean Tundra, this is another one of those stages that I fully agree with. If you're Lord, you got to get wacky with the stage picks, and you don't, and heaven forbid you go to a place like Tempest Peak, where that's the exact opposite of what you want. So with this case, you're gonna be able to move around that bottom underneath the stage with Galvan platform. I forget exactly what it's called. To really create more space and have more room to play around and more room to escape the Olympia onslaught you're facing.
Yeah. It's an interesting one for sure. I'm a little scared of kind of the error mod factor, where it can be a little harder to get to the wall on the stage. Galvan really needs to take advantage of, you know, side B wall jump stuff. But
or making sure he's galvanized when off stage.
That also helps, yeah. It's tough though. I mean, oh my goodness. We've seen a lot of dare spikes. I guess fair spike's gonna mix things up a little bit here. Once again, Osky hanging on to the lead early on here.
Yeah, and time again, it's just you land, you try to throw out a move to get anything started. Oh, finally there, a little bit of life from Lord as that down strong is going to connect. Not enough to take the stock from Osky, who's still surviving. Neutral B, able to just put on the damage. Galvanized forward air, such a strong option, and something that Galvans rely on time and time again to take stocks, but it's going to be galvanized up air that time to bring us to 2 stocks apiece.
Indeed it is.
Ooh, but side B is going to be scouted out, called out, and with no other options to really make it to that top platform. I don't believe you can turn it, you can angle it that high up from that place. Yeah. Ooh, there we go. A little opening, a little bonk. Great wherewithal from Osky, though, to parry on the side B's return.
Oh my goodness, just jumping right at the F-strong. No fear in this man. And, it's hard to blame Osky, because again, you have this much of the lead, you kind of just force the issue to a degree.
Yeah, no fear and plenty of percent to work with, so you're almost okay just eating that. Oh, but going a little deep here. And there's, I think, the stage working out and finally in Lord's favor, but 122... We're back against the wall. You got to play perfect here. You got to maintain that Galvan advantage state that we've seen time and time again today.
Definitely the goal here. Oh my goodness. I don't see that very often. Oh, we got the magnetize.
Ooh. So, if only, see, that's a part of his kit I wish more Galvans were able to utilize, but it's more of a case of like, oh, there's another big punch from Olympia going to do it and send Osky on to a loser's semis.
Late for class.
But to speak on that for a second, yeah, I'm a big fan of the magnetized effect. that Galvan can put folks in. And once I think Galvans really start utilizing that more and finding how to make the most with that, might become a whole different character.
It's always so tricky with special pummels. I love the concept of them so much, but actually trying to take advantage of them is so feast or famine. It's easy to understand why few people do.